Hi everyone, it is Mindful Monday. Today is March 6th of 2017. Can you believe it's March already? Like, it kind of baffles my mind a little bit that we're already in March. Like, where did the first 2 months of 2017 go? But I'm really excited to again be here with you guys tonight. And I say this every week, but I'm always so happy to be joining you guys every Monday live. It just really feels like a place for me to connect with so many people and to really help you guys, and and just to be with everyone, whether you're watching this live or you are watching this on replay. Like, it's just awesome. So I'm gonna wait maybe a few minutes, a couple more, I don't know, just to see if any more people come on. Today I decided to brew some what's the company? I forgot. Organic India. So while we're waiting, I'm going to take a little sip of my rose tea, which is really good, by the way. I love rose tea. I discovered this when I was in Toronto a couple of years ago. It's like the best thing. I love it so much. And I also today, something that I don't really use all the time for meditation, but is to use essential oil like lavender. It's super simple. You can get it at like Whole Foods or a natural food store, even online. So that kind of helps me out a lot. But yeah, so I'm going to put a little bit of that on. It's always good at the end of a day. So that's another way for you to de-stress at the end of a day is to just take some lavender oil, rub it. It's actually really good for your muscles. The smell actually helps to relax the body. Just take a deep breath. It's really nice. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are watching live, no problem to have a shout out. I'd love to say hi to you, all the good stuff. But again, so I start these videos at the beginning on Mondays because I know for a lot of people, Mondays can be a really tough transition day. And when we set aside time for ourselves, and it's not just on Mondays, but when we set aside time for ourselves, even just, every day, even for 5 minutes, just to give ourselves the respite of what's happening in our lives, it actually allows us to not only go out and interact with people in a much calmer way, but it actually, and to go out into the world and to be a better version of ourselves, but it actually allows us to take care of our bodies. It allows us even physically to make sure that, our physical bodies are okay. And it actually, when when we de-stress the body, a good chunk of why we have disease is because our energy in our body is stuck. And so when we take the time to actually feel what's going on in our body, or even just to relax and come back into our body, we allow that energy to move, and it reduces the amount of illness, the amount of disease, and the amount of stress we feel in the body. So even if it's just like 1 minute to 5 minutes to do some of these techniques, it's really awesome. And so I love that we get to take this time every week on Monday to come together and to practice this together, even if I can't see you, which is a little bit strange, but I love that I know that you're still there watching this. To be able to connect to you is really awesome. All right, so I know last week was a little bit long, so this week we're going to keep our practice a little bit shorter. And so wherever you are, I really would love to invite you to make sure that you don't have any distractions, because it can be really easy when you're watching these Facebook Lives to say, oh, she doesn't know what I'm doing, like I'm just going to go titter around and do whatever, which is fine. If you want to just listen, that's cool. But if you really want to get into the practice, I really encourage you to, take the time out and really give yourself that space to drop in today. Maybe some privacy, shut off your phone. Well, if you're watching this on your phone, just like maybe put it on silent. If you have like friends or family like in the house with you, just be like, listen, I'm going to be in another room for like 5 minutes. I'll be right back. And give yourself that privacy, so that way you can really drop into your body. You can really find you can relax, and you can practice these. And now this one, I promise, is a very easy one. It's something that you can take with you to work, when maybe you sneak off into the bathroom or you're in your car at a traffic light. It's really super simple. And so now this is a technique, a breathing technique that last year when, it's actually been almost a year already, which is crazy. But about a year ago, last March, I had to go to the hospital and I was there for 10 days. It was like a big thing. And my body was under a lot of stress. The doctors were wonderful and great, but they're poking and prodding me. And it caused a lot of anxiety and stress, not only in my body, but also just, the way I was thinking was really tough. And so there's something called cyclical breathing that really helped me to get through it. And it even actually was wonderful. My mom was there and she helped me to count through these breaths. And so the way and the idea of this kind of breathing, it's actually kind of a yogic breathing technique, but it's really just about concentrating on the breath and the count of the breath. And it reduces the amount of stress and anxiety because it takes us out of our head and brings us specifically to the way that we're breathing. So when we're doing these cyclical breath cycles, what we do is we count for a certain number. And then we imagine as we take a moment to pause that like we're kind of going up and over a hill, and then we exhale. And then we take a moment not to hold our breath, but to almost stall the breath. And then you go back around the bottom and then you inhale again. Come back over the top to hold, almost like you're going over the top of a roller coaster, and then you exhale. So when I say things like hold, what I mean is it's not to hold the breath, but to really take a pause as the breath rides the top as it comes down, and then it holds again as it rides the bottom to come back up. So we do one count that you can do. So you can do it for a count of 3 or 4 or 5. But today we're going to count. We're going to count with 4. So inhaling for 4, pausing over the hill for 4, and exhaling down for 4. And then pausing again, coming back around for 4. And then we start the cycle again. Sound good? Okay. Does anyone have any questions before we begin? I'll take a moment. I know there's a little bit of a delay with these Facebook Lives, so I will just take a moment to allow you guys to ask any questions about this breathing technique. If you're joining us now, I'm going to walk you through it, so no worries. Stay tight. Or hang tight. Awesome. Yay. Hi, Allie. Oh, it's so good to see you. Awesome. Okay. Wonderful. All right. So if you didn't catch this before, I would love to invite you to just block off the phone. I've been wanting to. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you can make it. I'm so excited. Yay. Wonderful. All right. So wherever you guys are, I really invite you to make sure that you have maybe the next 3 to 5 minutes to yourself. You say to anyone that's around you, listen, I'm going to need this space by myself. I'll be out soon. Don't worry. Shut off your phone if it's on vibrate. I really encourage you to, if you can, just like click out of this Facebook Live if you're on your phone and switch off the vibrates just to make sure we don't have any kind of distraction so you can really, really be present with yourself. Right? It can be a bit difficult when we have like a lot going on, but if you can, the more power to you. Okay. So just take a moment to settle wherever you are. And again, if it's your first time joining us, or if you're not sure, you've done meditation before and you're like, what's the right way to sit? There's really no right or wrong way, but in meditation, we want to be relaxed, but also alert. So sitting on a chair with your feet flat against the floor. I like to say, use a chair with like maybe a pillow if you have some back issues, because it allows you to stay alert but also comfortable. Or you can do what I'm doing. I'm sitting on the floor. I have the couch behind me, so I feel really grounded into the floor, but I have support behind me. Oh, hey Jessica and Michelle. Hi guys. Wonderful. So we're just talking about best ways to sit. If you want to lie down, I invite you to lie down. Sometimes it might be easy to fall asleep when you're lying down. So sometimes the best way to do it if you're lying down is one technique someone told me is to hold your arms like this, like perpendicular, while you're lying down. So that way, like if you begin to fall asleep, like your hands will fall and it might jerk you awake again. But the best practice I like really is sitting. Yeah, so if anyone has any questions about that, you can always shoot me a line. Okay, awesome. So let's get into our practice today. Wherever you are, I invite you to just get comfortable, maybe wiggle around a little bit so that way you feel really comfortable. And take a moment to close your eyes gently. And just become aware of how your body is feeling right now. Just notice where you might be holding some tension in your body. And if you start noticing that you're labeling that this tension in your body is good or bad, just make a mental note and label it as thinking. Right? Just like you might be looking at a cloud, you label it as cloud. You label the thought as thinking. And as we always begin our Mindful Monday practices, I'll be ringing the ting shas, and I invite you to see or to experience how long you can listen to the sound of the ting shas. And if your mind begins to wander, just come back to the sound and see if you can listen to it all the way until the end. And just begin to notice if anything shifted by bringing your awareness to the sound of the bells. Notice if anything relaxed or anything in terms of the quality of the thoughts shifted just by bringing your awareness to the sound of the bell. And just simply acknowledge this. And then from this awareness, bringing your awareness now to your breath, just the normal breath, normal breathing. There's no need to change it. Just notice the quality of your breath. Notice if it's high up in the chest. Notice if it's deep and low in the belly. Notice if as you breathe in, you're bringing your shoulders up and down by your ears, or if it's just relaxing down the shoulders. And then I invite you to start deepening your breath. Noticing what it feels like to expand the lower belly. And what it feels like to contract the lower belly as you exhale. Inhaling, opening and expanding the rib cage and the lower belly. And exhaling and contracting the belly as you release the air out the nose. One more time, inhaling through the nose, expanding the belly. Exhale, contracting the belly out the nose. And as we begin our journey through counting, if at any point it becomes a little bit difficult to follow this breathing, I invite you to just come back to your normal breath and then just rejoin us again. So we begin that same way we just breathe down into our belly. We slowly breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently hold, coming over the top of the hill. 3, 2, 1, and then exhaling for 4 out the nose. 3, 2, 1, and then holding at the bottom of the hill, coming back up. 3, 2, 1, coming back up. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top of the hill. 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. 3, 2, 1. And then inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold, coming around. 3, 2, 1. And inhale. 3, 2, 1. Holding over the top and suspending. 3, 2, 1. Exhale down. 3, 2, 1. Holding and suspending at the bottom, coming back around. 2, 1. And inhaling. 3, 2, 1. Holding and suspending at the top. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Suspend at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. Now I invite you just for a few moments to do this count of 4 on your own. And again, if at any time it feels a little difficult with the breathing, just come back to the normal breath and begin to start again with the inhale of 4, suspend, exhale, suspend. Doing one more round of 4, inhaling for 4, suspending, exhaling, and suspending. And coming back to normal breathing in and out through the nose. Take a moment to scan your body from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. And just begin to make note of any kind of shifts you might be feeling in your body. Maybe a release of tension, maybe something else. Is there a shift in the quality of your thoughts? Is there a shift in your body temperature? Or your emotional state? And in a moment, I'm going to ring the bell one more time to end the practice. You can choose to keep your eyes closed, or you can gently open your eyes, just taking in the light of the room. And then when you're ready, if you choose to keep your eyes closed when I'm done ringing the bell, you can take as much time as you need to open your eyes again. And so slowly coming back to the room, gently opening your eyes, taking the light of the room around you. Hey, Sharon. Welcome back. This is one of my favorite practices because it's so simple, just simple counting. And it actually, like I had mentioned earlier, was super helpful for me when I was in the hospital last year. And sometimes it was really, really tough to take hold of my breathing. So I actually had my mom help me to remind me and count for me, which was super helpful. And it was so much easier for the doctors to like draw blood. It was easier for me to do all those things. I know I'm getting into a lot of detail, so I'm sorry if it's TMI, but it was super helpful. This is great. Oh, good. I'm so glad you can join us, Allie. That's awesome. You know, I do it this every Monday, so and I also have most of these Mindful Mondays, which started at the beginning of January already, which is nuts. So if you ever want to go back to any of these videos, you can check them out. They're on my page, and if you have any questions, just PM me, and I'll send the links over to you. Okay? Yay! But yeah. So this is one of the, I think, very simple but very powerful breathing meditations. You can really do this anywhere. If you're at a traffic light, you can like stop at a traffic light and just do this count. It doesn't have to be 4. You can also just do breathe in for 4 and exhale for 4, or 3, whatever number. I always like to choose maybe at least 3 or 4, so that way you can deepen the breath. So that's a really good one. Or if you're having a really tough day at work, just excuse yourself and do that breath. It's really, really simple. Awesome. So if anyone has any questions, I have a few more minutes so I can take any questions. And if not now, if it comes to you later or you don't feel comfortable sharing live, that's fine. You can always private message me, which is always wonderful. I love connecting with you guys. It's one of my greatest joys. So yeah. Awesome. All right. I love you all. Have an amazing rest of your Monday. If you're on the East Coast, have a great night. If you're on the West Coast, enjoy the rest of your afternoon into evening, or wherever you are in the world. Just enjoy today and the week ahead. Love it. All right, guys. I will see you next Monday for Mindful Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, love you guys. Bye.